Questions for Jared?
I know you're missing a lot of key guys, but what did you think of your top players?
No, there's no excuses. I didn't like our game tonight, top to bottom. It's terrible.
Colorado is one of the best season opening teams really ever, and then one of the best home opening teams ever. This was the year where neither happened, and for the same reasons in the home opener versus Columbus, they lost that they did on opening night versus Vegas. Again, defensively, it was a problem, and that continued on into the New York Islanders game. You thought you made some progress in Columbus. They regressed. The offense isn't a problem for this team. I mean, you're talking about an average of 4 goals a game, right? I mean, there's only been one so far where you've been under 4 goals, I think. And so it's been the emphasis on defending, which I feel like was the end of last year as well for the Avalanche. And so goals are never a problem with Nathan MacKinnon, Mikko Rantanen, Cale Makar. Now you add Ross Colton into that. We'll get to him in a moment. But the start in Vegas, you think, okay, you have NHL debuts for Calum Ritchie in particular.
Yeah, I think this summer I worked really hard, and I got to Denver early to train back in August. Got here August 19th. Had a couple camps, went to Vail, had that camp there, and I think all that stuff combined kind of helped me develop, and then go through rookie tournament, rookie camp, and then going to main camp. I just thought I got a lot better through all that, and just thankful I'm here, and thought I grew my game a lot to be where I am today.
It's in Vegas, it's under the lights, it's on national TV, and it's underwhelming for a lot of reasons, but mainly because the Avalanche didn't play well defensively. The injury problem, which is mainly the crux, I think, of the start of the season, because you have new injuries to Jonathan Drouin, Devon Taves, but you're waiting for Arturi Lehkonen to come back, who had off-season surgery. Obviously, Landeskog, Val Nichushkin, the names add up, and they're not just any names. I mean, these are key pieces to a team that pretty much won you the Cup in 2022. If you put all those players into a lineup, it's one of the scariest lineups in the National Hockey League. So missing them will have an effect on team chemistry, will have an effect on how you play, especially defensively, because that is the harder part of the game. Usually the home opener is points in the bag, especially for the Avalanche. You said the same thing about the season opener, that Colorado is one of the best season opening teams really ever, and then one of the best home opening teams ever. This was a year where neither happened, and for the same reasons in the home opener versus Columbus, they lost that they did on opening night versus Vegas. Again, defensively, it was a problem.
Please join McConnell Pitcher.
MVPs on the ice together.
Puck is down. Ivan trying to get it up the boards. Knocked away by Aston Reach. We have a player down in a penalty. It's coming up as Wagner gets clubbed down to the ice. The Jackets all over here. Two-goal deficits. They burst through now in the slot. Here comes one. Bobby coming up as he's flashing through Tarasov and into the back of the net. Did he have separation? I don't think he did.
You thought you made some progress in Columbus. They regressed, I think, as a team with the Islanders game. Jared Bednar said as much. He said, this was our worst game by far.
Give him time and space. He's going to light you up. The Avs have to key on him tonight.
And the Isles have been looking for a true number one on the back end, Riker. They have found it and Noah Dobson.
Boy, the 12th overall pick.
Manson just off the bench, throws it down deep. Score! Calum Ritchie! Calum Ritchie, his first career National Hockey League goal!
In the mind of the Avs. So this is where the leaders need to step up, find a way to get that lead back.
Questions for Jared? I know you're missing a lot of key guys, but what did you think of your top players?
No, there's no excuses. I didn't like her game tonight, top to bottom. It's terrible.
The Boston Bruins, first half, again a slow start, but then the second half of the game versus the Boston Bruins is where the Avalanche started to find their footing and find how to play as a team and find how to play defensively.
Get it!
They didn't get the result, but I think on the ice, they passed the eye test of how to play Avalanche hockey a little bit better. And that brings you into the finale of that homestand and the Anaheim Ducks. You think 49 shots on goal, 99 shot attempts, it's going to be a 6-1 game, no problem. Lukas Dostal probably might be the #1 goaltender in the near future for the Anaheim Ducks. He was magnificent, and the Avalanche had to work extra hard to get that win. But again, some field clearances lead to a tie for Anaheim, but then as you've needed so far this season, you need your big boys, and there is arguably none bigger than Nathan MacKinnon. He gets the overtime winner.
With less than a minute to go in OT, gives it off for MacKinnon. Nate, 1-on-3 will burst in on his own. MacKinnon shoots, score! Nathan MacKinnon wins it in overtime.
So you build in Boston, that culminates in an overtime win versus the Anaheim Ducks. Then you go on the road for 3. And San Jose is in the middle of a rebuild. It's a team that you have one of the best records against in really the past 5 years. You had to win that one, and the Avalanche put it away 4-1 as they look to climb back to 500 on a 3-game road trip.
Yeah, I mean, it's different because, like, it feels good to get rewarded for your work, you know? Like, we didn't, a lot of pressure coming out of the gate, losing 4 in a row. And, you know, we tried as a staff and as a team to, like, bring everyone back into perspective. Like, it's not the end of the world. There's, you know, a handful of those games I felt like we deserved a better fate, but we didn't get it. So you got to be mentally strong and resilient group, and it's what we've been talking to our team about. We'll take the win with things to work on better than taking a loss and being pretty happy with their game, you know? Like, I think it's got to be a little bit of both. We need the results now.
Yeah, it's been
You know, ups and downs. It's definitely a little frustrating not getting many wins off the start, but you know, I think we're growing as a team, and I think we're kind of getting to that point where we're starting to find our identity as a fast and aggressive team. So we're definitely making strides.
I see Sam Malinski being here and being a part of the team going forward. I mean, he's turned himself into a reliable defenseman who doesn't make a ton of mistakes, and that's always what coaches are looking for out of young players, is limited mistakes, and that's always what I think of when I think of Sam Malinski.
I think the consistency is definitely a difficult part to focus on. Just playing every other night, it's a bit exhausting, and every team's going to come at you hard, so you just have to be prepared every night. And I know that's something that I've struggled with a little bit, but I'm working on it.
I think fans are always looking for that next top prospect, and I think that's come in the form of Calum Ritchie, whose numbers in the OHL have been beyond impressive. I mean, you have 130 points if you combine the regular season and playoffs last year. Anytime fans see that, they want to apply that type of production onto an NHL roster that's already stacked. So you can understand the excitement when it comes to a player like Calum Ritchie.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome just being part of this team for the last couple of weeks. It's just been so much fun being around these guys, see their habits on and off the ice, and try to learn from them. It's helped me a ton.
Jared Bednar has a gift as a head coach, because not everybody has the ability to communicate with superstars, grinders, young players. Maybe not in the same way, but at the same time. Jared Bednar has proven that he's been able to do that, which has made him the most successful coach in franchise history, and the only coach ever in the history of hockey to win a Stanley Cup, a Calder Cup, and a Kelly Cup. It's never been done before. So when he's given challenges, what I like about Coach is that he's not stubborn. He's willing to try different things. He's willing to look for probably groups of 2 for a forward line and then see if you can find a third to fit in there. And the challenge in the early going of the season has been to fill in gaps of big-time, meaningful players. And the lack of stubbornness on the part of Jared Bednar has been a very good thing, and part of the reason that the Avalanche are trying to climb back into a swimmable position to stay alive until more of the core is able to come back.